Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery. Welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday. And today we are planting up, well, I suppose a patriotic container with these fantastic Calibrachoa Calipetite. So Calibrachoa is a plant you may well know, very similar to a petunia, tends to be smaller leaves, slightly smaller flower as well, but really nice container or hanging basket plant. And Calipetite is a brand, I guess is the best way of putting it, but they're highly bred versions of Calibrachoa which grow really well, very free flowering, and they're almost self deadheading. So I'd encourage people to deadhead them because it will help the plant, but you don't need to clean them up as much as some other plants like some of the petunias and things like that. So you can plant them in a container. So I've filled this pretty much all the way with compost, so I just top it up. Good quality multi-purpose compost. Now these can be fairly hungry plants, so I've got some long-term fertiliser in here, but I've also got bark and bits and pieces just to really help with the drainage because they don't want to sit too wet. So, pardon me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the holes in the compost first. And then I'm going to plant them. So we've got 6 plants here, which I know is an even number, but it just looks good because we do freeze and freeze. So I'm going to plant 3 plants in the centre in a triangle shape, which you've probably seen me do before. Almost looks like a face. So we've got triangles there, and then I'm going to repeat the process with another larger triangle around the outside, and that gives a really nice coverage of plant foliage and flower. Okay, so how you choose to, I mean you can choose any colours you like, but how you choose to mix it up is completely up to you. But I'm going to go for the blues all kind of next to each other, the whites next to each other and the reds next to each other, because I think you get that bit of separation, which I particularly like, but you can mix it up entirely. So I'm going to plant the centre ones first. So the hole I made was just slightly bigger than the root ball, so I'll just place it in and tuck it in. And you might have heard me say before, this paper pot on the outside you really don't have to take off. Then I'm going to plant the blue one on the outside and then just rotate it. Let's go for the red next on the inside and then the red on the outside. What's nice about planting these up this time of year is you can already see the flowers. So if you've got a collection or something like that with lots of different colours to it, you can actually stick them next to each other and say, yeah, that's going to work together, rather than having to go from photos and stuff like that, which makes it a bit easier. And then I'm going to do the white just there and on the outside. Simple as that. Okay, I'll tuck it in, make sure all of the compost is in contact with the root ball, and then I give it a really good water. Now these aren't frost hardy, and it's really warm today, and generally speaking, end of May, beginning of June, you'll be absolutely fine to put them out, but it will depend on what area you're in. So keep an eye on the weather, and if you're concerned about it, bring it in or protect it if there's going to be cold weather overnight, or cold winds even, potentially. But once the risk of frost is gone, they can go outside on the patio, and before you know it, they cover this and they will be smothered in flowers. Any questions at all? Get in contact. See you soon.